Yes, guys, what's happening? And welcome to the stream and welcome back to the channel. First things first, make sure you smash a like on this video. And as it's Christmas time, the season of goodwill and all that, make sure you press that subscribe button. Please do click it, spread the festive cheer, give the channel a bit of a present and help myself out. Be really appreciated. So smash that subscribe button as well, guys. And, Boxing Day, Chelsea head to Aston Villa to take on Steven Gerrard's Villa at Villa Park. We've had mixed fortunes at Villa Park over the years. Obviously, last day of the season, we lost and only ended up in the top four because Leicester also lost. But ultimately, it didn't matter as we delivered that Champions League, which is never boring to go back on. This is going to be a tough task. We're sitting third in the table, 6 points off Manchester City, 3 points off Liverpool. A couple of costly draws against Everton and Wolves in the last two game weeks have seen us drop 4 points to the teams above us. So it really is vital that we do get back to winning ways. I'm just going to bring the table up now and just kind of show where we're at, basically. So Chelsea sit third in the table, 2 wins in the last 5 games. Not great, but when you factor in the COVID, the injuries, etc., I think we've done really well to battle through this, and a great win on Wednesday night against Brentford in the Cup to make another semi-final, our third under Thomas Tuchel, so third in less than a year. We need to. This is going to be a tough game, but we need to win this. The title, we've still got aspirations of it, which we're just about clinging on. We can't really afford to drop any more points, and not to be negative or anything like that, but we are 6 points clear of Arsenal. They're on an okay run at the moment, so we don't want that gap to get any smaller, really. So yeah, vital that we win. And there is good news. Romelu Lukaku and Callum Hudson-Odoi back in training. That new 7-day isolation rule working wonders there. So we've got them back. I don't think they'll start, but they're back in the squad, so it gives us more options, which is great. We've been lacking options in the forward areas recently. Still no Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. And Andreas Christensen is also back in training as well, which is good news because we've been pretty short to say the least. I don't know how to feel about this game. Gerrard's got Aston Villa playing well. They are sitting 10th in the table, and he's done really well since he's come in. 4 wins in his first 6 games. The only losses coming against Manchester City and Liverpool. So no shame there. He's obviously come in, he's made an instant impact, as you would kind of expect with a bit of a new manager bounce, but they're obviously buying into his methods, and so far so good. For Gerrard, they've got some dangerous players, Villa, as well. Particularly going forward, the likes of Emi Buendia, Leon Bailey, Ollie Watkins looks decent as well. At the back, they're pretty good as well, like Matt Cash at fullback. Tyrone Mings at centre-back is not bad, and Emi Martinez is a top goalkeeper. So we're going to have to be on it. Obviously, lost here last day of the season. This is going to be tough. Villa haven't played for about 10 days. They had their games called off with COVID. This is our 3rd game in a week. Is that going to make a difference? Yeah, you'd say so. We obviously rotated as much as possible in the Cup on Wednesday night, but Villa are going to be bang up for this. Villa Park will be full, Boxing Day crowd. It'll be bouncing. I'm sure the travelling fans will really do us proud on the away end, but it's gonna be a difficult game. We're gonna have to be at our best to get it done. But with people coming back from COVID, people back in training after injuries, etc., and able to rest key players in the week, I'm feeling more confident about this game than I was, say, at the start of the week. So yeah, we need to try and land that knockout blow to Aston Villa. Get points. I mean, ordinarily a point at Villa Park's not that bad a result, but the fact that we've, as I said, had 2 draws on the spin, we don't want to go 3 games without a win in the Premier League. So yes, we need to get back to winning ways. How are we going to do it is another question. Goals have been hard to come by in recent weeks in terms of putting a ball in the net. The return of Lukaku and Hudson Odoi, who I think will play some part in this game, probably from the bench, is going to be a big plus, really big plus. Callum, direct with this dribbling, takes players on. Yes, end product needs to improve a little bit, but he's a threat, and a threat that we've been missing the last couple of games, which would have been helpful against Everton and Wolves. And obviously Lukaku back in action again. It's been stop-start his Chelsea career, COVID, injury. He started well, though, so we can just, he's going to be key to our season. If we can get him fit, integrated into the lineup, and fully firing, then we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And it's fantastic that we finally got a lot of midfield options again. Kante's back, Kovacic is back, Jorginho is also available as well, and Saul Niguez having somewhat of a renaissance after his stuttering start, shall we say, to his Chelsea loan spell. But he's put in a couple of good performances last 2 games. Obviously, Loftus-Cheek out with COVID, but we're now stocked up again in that midfield area, which was looking threadbare in previous weeks. So that should make a big difference as well. Obviously, rested Rudiger and Tiago Silva in a week. So that's a massive plus to have them back. They'll be fresh and they should be able to deliver a top draw performance. But we've got to be wary of Aston Villa's pace, particularly Ollie Watkins. He's scored a few goals on the Stevie G. And he is dangerous. They've got pacey players, so we're going to have to deal with that. We're going to have to be aware of what's going on, runs in behind. Because Villa are no mugs. They're a decent side. They're probably not where they should be in the table. They should be a little bit higher up. But Gerrard's made a good impact there. So this will be a tough game. But moving into the predicted lineup then, let's have a quick look at this. So I'll just bring it up on the screen. Obviously in goal, it will be Edouard Mendy will be back in. Obviously, Kepa was fantastic in the week, but Mendy is the number one goalkeeper. Rested in the cup. He's obviously going off to the African Nations Cup in January. We should have him for the Liverpool game on the 2nd. We're trying to get those releasing the players for the AFCON delayed slightly so they can play in this game. We'll wait and see what happens. But Kepa has shown that he's more than capable of stepping in. But Mendy back between the sticks, and it's going to be a big game for him. He's going to need to be on top form, but I'm sure he'll deliver like he always does. Moving to the back 3, I'm expecting 3 changes from the cup in the week. Azpilicueta has started quite a lot recently. I'm fully expecting Trevor Chalobah to retain his place from midweek and obviously move to right-sided centre-back, along with Tiago Silva back in the heart of that 3-man defence with Antonio Rudiger completing it as left centre-back. For me, that's our best back 3. I know Christensen had done really well under Tuchel, but then obviously issues with his future, not signed the contract, been injured, out of form. He's found himself out of the team. He's back in training, so I'd expect him obviously to be in the squad. He'll probably be on the bench. But that picks itself. Trevor Chalobah, outstanding football player. The guy obviously so young, 22 years of age. He's done really well. He's been fantastic every time he's been called upon, and he just looks so at home at this level. And one of the first names on the team sheet in that back 3 for me. Tiago Silva, don't need to say much about this guy. He's been world class since he arrived. Guy 37 years of age, performs week in, week out, such a calming presence on that back line with his experience and his leadership qualities. And then Rudiger as well, who has been superb since Thomas Tuchel's come in. Obviously, more than likely, he's going to be leaving, which is a shame, but we'll make the most of him whilst we've still got him. Maybe this could be the day that his standard 30-yard shot from outside the box might find the back of the net. It would be nice, but that's definitely the strongest back 3. Moving on to the fullbacks, I think they pretty much pick themselves. We've got Reece James at right wing back. There aren't really any other options there at the moment. Obviously, Callum Hudson-Odoi as a backup there, but he's been out with COVID, doesn't like that position. We're obviously going to stick with Reece James. And hopefully Reece can rediscover some of that form that he showed in that run that he had nearer the start of the season. Obviously, there's naturally going to be a dip, but he's our number 1 choice right back, one of the best right backs in the league at the moment and in world football. Great going forward, great defensively. So hopefully he can put in another top-notch performance and contribute at both ends of the pitch, which he's more than capable of doing. Moving to the left-hand side, I fully expect Marcos Alonso to keep his place there. It's not going to be Christian Pulisic there. I don't think Saul Niguez is going to play there either. And I'd be surprised if Azpilicueta was shifted to that side. So Marcos Alonso will keep his place there. As I've said many times before on the show, we need to address this left wing back situation in January. Luca Digne from Everton is potentially available. Won't be too expensive. A good quality player, and would be very good to have in the squad. So yeah, I think that's somewhere we need to address. Obviously, we're waiting for another scan on Ben Chilwell, and that will affect what we do in January. So yeah, I think it's going to be important that we do address that situation, because going with Alonso for the rest of the season is not going to do us any favors. But yeah, he was solid in the week, and I'd fully expect him to retain his place. Going on to the midfield. Now, we've actually got options here now. Normally, it was pretty easy to pick because we only had a couple of players available. But that pivot for me, Kante, he has to play. Kante will start, in my opinion. Obviously, he played 90 minutes against Wolves, which wasn't the plan, but we had to go against the medical advice. And yeah, he soldiered on. He was one of the best players on the pitch. He was outstanding. And then his 15-minute cameo when he came on against Brentford and virtually changed the game. He had 15 out of 17 accurate passes, completed 1 out of 1 long balls, 2 out of 2 dribbles, and he won 2 of his 3 ground duels, as well as not being dribbled past once. So if we can keep Kante fit, then we really can win a lot of trophies. You know, he really is that key to this side, but it's managing his minutes. I thought it was great that he got 15 minutes in the week, and he should be ready to go for this weekend. He's so important defensively and kind of going forward as well. He's improved his game going forward. He's not known for that, but yeah, going forward is where he has improved. But yeah, it's going to be so important, him protecting that back line, breaking up play, winning interceptions, etc. So yeah, Kante to start for me. This is where it gets interesting now. Is it going to be Jorginho or Kovacic? Kovacic obviously got a half and he got 15 minutes against Wolves. I'm not sure if he'll start this game. The fact that it's kind of been 2 games in quick succession, I would probably say that he'll come off the bench at some point, maybe for half an hour or so. But I'd go with Jorginho in this one. I really like the balance of the Kante-Jorginho pivot. Jorginho just dictates the tempo of games. He controls the game from the middle of the park. He does all the simple things well. You know, great from obviously penalties. He's great at those. Slotted one in midweek, which got us across the line. Yeah, and one of our most important players for me. Just gets not over Kovacic for this game, just purely based on the fact that Kovacic is obviously still getting that match fitness back and still finding his feet again after a long injury layoff and then a layoff with COVID as well. So I'm going with Jorginho and Kante, but to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Kovacic perhaps got the nod ahead of Jorginho. But for me, I'd go just Jorginho for that one. But we're blessed with options. We are blessed with options. So yeah, any of those 3 are more than good enough. But yeah, I'd go with Kante and Jorginho for sure. Heading to the front 3 now. I'll start on the right-hand side. Mason Mount, 100% is going to be starting, I feel. You know, came on in the week for about 15, 20 minutes at the end. Played that pass through to Pulisic, which we won the penalty for. He's really, really important with his pressing, the way he influences the game at the top end of the pitch. He's added goals and assists to his game this season. Went on a good run of 4 goals in 4 games not so long ago. And yeah, really is one of our most important players in that attacking third, the press from the front, as I said. And yeah, we are infinitely a better side with him in it. So yeah, for sure, he's going to play. This is where it gets interesting now, because obviously we still got no Timo Werner, no Kai Havertz. Hudson Odoi, I don't think is going to start, just purely, as I said, based on the COVID facts. So we're looking at, I don't think Lukaku is going to start either. So I'm not sure on the fitness of Hakim Ziyech. There's been no presser today from Tuchel, obviously, for Christmas. So I'm not sure what the current situation is with Hakim Ziyech. I'm going to go... I think it might have to be... I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, I'm going to go Pulisic in the false 9 again, just because I don't think Lukaku is going to be ready to start. I mean, this could be wrong. Pulisic in that false 9 with Mount. And then... Oh, this is a bit of a problem here. Just trying to think. Would he start Callum? Yeah, this is a little bit tougher than it seems, because Lukaku and Callum are back fit. I don't know what's going on with Hakim Ziyech. Do you know what? I'm just going to roll. I'm just going to take a gamble. I think I'm just going to put Hudson Odoi in there. But out of the 2, if one of them's going to start, I would probably say it would be Hudson Odoi rather than Lukaku that would start. But I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm not sure on Hakim Ziyech's fitness either. If he's fit and ready to go, I'd probably say it would be the same front three again. But it's nice to have a couple of options from the bench again. So I'm pretty confident with the back five, or back six even, the midfield two, and two of those front three positions, just that last position in the front three. But you look at that team, and it's more than good enough to get a win. Having Kante back in that midfield alongside Jorginho is going to make such a big difference. I mean, I think we've really told in the last few weeks we've not had Kante that we haven't played as well. We haven't not won games purely because he's not been there, but he certainly makes a massive, massive difference. But yeah, that's my lineup for the Aston Villa game. On paper, it looks pretty strong. There could be a few changes. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Lukaku starting, but I just don't think that Thomas Tuchel will do that. We'll look to reintroduce him from the bench, and there'll be another opportunity for Christian Pulisic. I know he doesn't like that false nine position, but at the moment needs must, and he's probably going to have to play there. I can't imagine Harvey Vale will be. Harvey Vale could make the squad, but I wouldn't expect him to play from the off. That's for sure. So yeah, Hudson Odoi, Pulisic, and Mount as my front three, but again, could be Hakim Ziyech if Hudson Odoi just needs a bit of time from the bench first to get back into the swing of things after contracting COVID. So that's my lineup. More than good enough to get the job done. Should be able to beat Aston Villa with that, but as we know, football's not one on paper, so you're going to have to turn up and do a job. So that's my lineup. Obviously, let me know in the comments in the chat if you agree or disagree. But yeah, it's important that we do get a win here, and it's not going to be easy. It's a tough place to go. We do need a big win to get out of the. I say rut. It's not really a rut. You know, we've lost one game in our last 18. These draws have felt like defeats because they've been so frustrating because we should have easily won these games, but we have only lost once in the last 18, and that was away at West Ham in a game that we shouldn't have lost either by gifting them 2 goals. Yeah, in terms of a score prediction, this is going to be a tough game. I think I'm going to go with a 2-1 Chelsea win, but again, I'm not sure. Could easily be another draw, but you don't want to have 3 draws in a row. Don't we? We're dropping 6 points in 3 Premier League games. That wouldn't be ideal. But yeah, I'm feeling confident. I think the lads, with the guys coming back in now as well, more first team players becoming available again. That's going to give us added options from the bench, which we're probably going to need to try and change the game at some point. But yeah, 2-1 win for me. And yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts on the game, my lineup. Bit of a shorter one today, you know, Christmas Eve, etc., etc. So I don't want to spend too long on here. But yeah, you know, Steven Gerrard will be desperate that there's no slip-ups from his Aston Villa side. And I'm sure that the away fans will be in song with the Steven Gerrard song in honour of that slip that, you know, gave it to Demba Ba and gifted us that win and ultimately probably cost Liverpool the title that year. So I'm sure he'll be reminded of that. But yeah, guys, make sure you smash a like on the video, as I said. You know, the season of goodwill, please do click that subscribe button. Give the channel a present this Christmas by subscribing to it. Really appreciated all the support so far. So guys, everyone that's watched the videos, everyone that's subscribed, hope you all have a great Christmas. Up the Chelsea, and we'll be back in Boxing Day for the Aston Villa review, hopefully celebrating a win. Cheers, guys.